Howdy, I'm Jack Harris. As we celebrate our Tampa Bay sports landscape tonight, this next award honors those who helped build it. It's the Tom McEwen Distinguished Community Advocate Award presented by the Moffitt Cancer Center. The award carries the name of the former Tampa Tribune sports editor and columnist who was one of the first to help Tampa Bay become a major league sports town. Previous recipients include George and Leonard Levy, along with Jeff Adams, Fred Carl, and Ken Hagan. If our previous award winners were honored for their efforts to build Tampa Bay Sports House, our next honoree is a guy who takes pride in trying to protect it. In fact, he's known as the Big Dog. Steve Duemig has been the dean of Tampa Bay Sports Radio for nearly 3 decades. Born in Pensacola and raised in Philadelphia, Steve was a PGA golf pro before he made the switch to sports talk in 1990. And since hitting our airwaves, he's been the bar against which all others are measured. His afternoon drive show on WDAE is the most popular sports radio program in Tampa Bay history. Outspoken and opinionated, his not-so-secret sauce has always been his heated debates with callers, which earned him big fans and, of course, big haters.
When you think about how he's been able to do his show, he pushes the envelope to get relevant information to sometimes the outlandish comments that he knows is going to tick people off, but it's going to engage dialogue. And some people can't get used to it and others can't get enough of it. He goes in deep to get relevant information that a lot of people outside this area want to gravitate to know.
But beneath the bombast, you can always sense Steve's passion for Tampa Bay and its sports fans. Whether heaping praise or levying harsh criticism, his pride for both the community he's served and the fans our home teams play for is always palpable. There's never been a stronger on-air presence for the Bolts, the Bucks, and the Rays through the good times and the tough times.
I always thought it was interesting that it was not about I'm a homer and I'm just going to shamelessly plug this team. And from the standpoint of supporting us and being there through the run and ultimately winning a Stanley Cup, he was right there. And he was also there in those lean years and wouldn't allow anybody within the range of his voice on the radio to settle for something less than the best.
Yes, he had Philly roots, but it was all about Tampa. I think promoting all the teams as a Tampa Bay community was one thing that Steve Duemig did best. Even though he's from Philly and he's got Philly roots, he was Tampa through and through.
I got to know his parents really well, Walt and Bonnie, and these were people, in one word, they were authentic. They said what they meant and they meant what they said. And it was not difficult to see where Steve got his integrity from.
Then, last February, tough times are what Steve suddenly found himself face to face with as the news came that pushed his inner strength to depths he never would have imagined. You have cancer. It was a brain tumor, and the prognosis was grim. But after trips to Duke University to receive intense radiation treatments and then here at home, Steve's fought his cancer with the same fierce grit he's always wielded to challenge opposing viewpoints over the air.
You know, he's a bulldog. He really is. I know he's a big dog, but he's a bulldog. And, you know, he's going to battle it. I've seen him a couple times since he's gone through this, and he's pretty resolved in where he's going to end up through this.
Steve's a strong person, and he's going to fight through this, and he'll maintain it, and he'll get through it, and he'll continue his passion of being on the radio and being around people, especially the sports world. So I think he's got a lot of support in Tampa, and he's well loved. And for me, he is the voice of Tampa.
Backed by fans, family, and friends, he never lost sight of his inspiring goal of getting back on the air. And in late May, that's exactly what he did. If the great Chris Thomas were here, he'd say Steve Duemig's bark is his bite, because he's left a permanent impression on all of us. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome Steve Duemig.